Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we will look at what the internet did to Undertale by Super Eyepatch Wolf. Now, I know a little about Undertale, mostly because I've seen a lot of the fan creations, a few fan animations, a lot of heavy metal covers of the songs from there, because, goddamn, something about Undertale songs in heavy metal really slaps, man. And I mean, in you, with the face, back and forth, constantly, and you're left going, please, sir, may I have some more? And yet, it's not ironic when you do it. I don't get it either, but it works. So we're going to jump in and see just what the internet did to here, because what I know is all cool stuff. But this is Super Eyepatch Wolf. If he's covering it, there's more. And it's probably going to be Garfield levels of fucked up.
Undertale is a tiny game released on the 15th of September 2015 and started life as a $5,000 Kickstarter. And it's here, you can see it.
I'm sorry, this was literally just a $5,000 thing on Kickstarter. Undertale, the entire game that I've seen everywhere, was just a $5,000 only to start this. God damn! I'm gonna be honest, I'm just impressed. That does not usually happen.
Its creator, Toby Fox's bewilderment as the budget soars to 10 times his initial ask, as well as little updates like Fox having to take time away from development to sit his college exams. And what I find interesting about these posts is you can see in
2014, he took time away to do college. God. You know, usually when you have a successful franchise going... Oh, no, actually, this is before that. I gotta keep remembering, this is not as monolithic as it is now. Granted, it's probably still... Is it still an indie game studio that makes these and Delatrune? I don't know.
In them, a person who had no idea what he was making or what it would become.
Yeah.
And how could he? 5 years later,
Undertale
has become one of the most massive and bewildering forces on the internet.
Okay.
Seriously, I've done
what was that?
videos like this, and exploring those fandoms, it felt like digging through a mine, but Undertale's was more like staring into a massive, yawning abyss, infinite and ever expanding.
This came from right before the Garfield one, didn't it? Oh, these internet retrospectives are literally just him going down the rabbit hole of his own sanity destroying itself, isn't it? Huh, and I'm basically retracing the steps, kind of like a weird, bizarre murder mystery on the internet, but in reverse. We know exactly who did it. He did it to himself with internet, and now we're just seeing the steps, or the stages of it. Ah.
And what I want to do today is look at how that happened.
How many composites
how
are on
the
this
internet
image?
took this tiny little game and transformed it into
What
one of the most loved and hated phenomenon online.
Someone's watching
And
the
to
animations
do
as an
this,
animation?
We need to start with Undertale itself.
Okay.
I'm guessing a lot of you know the deal with Undertale. You play as Frisk, a small child who has fallen into an underground kingdom of monsters, and from here you can treat them like you would in any other RPG and murder them, or become their friend. It's a cute idea, but in isolation, it wasn't that new or interesting in 2015. Games like Moon having very similar concepts, but releasing 18 years earlier, with non-lethal runs in games being popular by this time.
Yeah,
So
but that's more of
why
a
then
challenge
is the
run, not
simple
part of the game
choice
itself.
of Undertale's battles a big...
Oh, no. Actually, it was part of the game itself, but did anyone, like, who was casual play those games and go full-on peaceful? Because peaceful was harder to the point of not being, well, doable unless you were hyper-competent.
deal. And I think there's two answers to that.
Well,
The
this game seemed
first
like it was more
being
necessary.
its characters.
It actually said, cool, dude.
Undertale has great...
Did that say date power? Is this game significantly different than I thought it was? You know what? Let's just move on.
Characters, and how much you agree with that is going to define how you feel about this game. Take
Hey,
a
it's Michael
character
Jackson.
like Undyne. Initially, she just seems like a human murdering machine, but spend time with her and you'll see that her more homicidal tendencies are just an expression of her loyalty to Asgore. That's how much her friendships mean to her. Whether it's knowing Papyrus isn't suited to combat and teaching him to cook instead, or appreciating Alphys's pathetic love of anime, she's someone who's able to see people for what they are rather than what they wish they were, and is able to love them for those reasons.
Oh, wow.
And learning all this about a character who first seemed like a standard RPG boss is really endearing. But that same discovery exists for each major character of Undertale, whether it's Alfie's self-deprecating humor hiding an intense layer of guilt and self-loathing, Flowey's hateful, pathetic existence, or Mettaton's journey to transition into a body they can be themselves in. Despite the fact that a single playthrough of Undertale takes about 6 hours, you get a lot.
You can beat this game in 6 hours. I'm sorry, with how much there is about this, I honestly thought this was the kind of game that would be like 20 or 30 hours in. It would be like hyper dedicated to certain things. I didn't realize a single playthrough would be that fast. Sorry, I'm actually a little surprised about that.
Of these characters, and I think a reason for that is how subtly their personalities are communicated. Each character has a home that you can explore, full of all these little touches like Papyrus's race car bed. As a side note, I really like the mirror in Toriel's home that just says, "It's you." What a cute little joke, and certainly not a prelude to any massive emotional. As well as each character.
The prelude. Wait, what? Oh, they set it up later where you look in and it doesn't say it's you. It's probably gonna be fucked up, isn't it? Ah.
Having their own highly expressive theme music. Like, take Asgore, the king of the monsters waiting for you at the end of the game, who you are constantly told is this super nice guy, but who has also murdered 6 human children, your soul being the 7th and final one he needs to break the barrier trapping his people underground. And his theme music, the reluctant but frantic Bergentrucken, captures that. It is the sound of a good person trying to convince himself to do something awful for what he believes is the greater good. And that same level of expression can be found everywhere in the underground, even in a lot of the really tiny little side characters. From Burger Pants, the nihilistic, vaguely unhinged fast food worker, to Muffet the Spider, who is
I've seen Muffy, there's a lot of fan art. Burger Pants. I've seen fan art of that. I thought that was an OC. Okay, well, a lot of things I thought were fake are not actually fake today. What do you know?
It's about as adorable as you could make one of those abominable hell creatures. To Napstabloop, the depressed ghost, who at one point asks you to lie on the ground with him and listen to trance music, and oh my god, I don't know that I've ever related to a fictional character this much. And it all comes together to create this world of memorable little creatures who have been forced underground by humans.
Wait, these little derp dogs were from this? I've seen these things used in a lot of different media. I didn't realize they were from Undertale. Damn. Also, I'm looking at this and thinking, hey, it's QB. Probably just me.
Yet have still managed to scrape together happiness in that. But there's this undercurrent of longing for something more, a desire to escape the underground for a better life under an open sky. And it's sad, but it's that contrast that gives the world of Undertale its beauty. The reason I make a big deal about this is if you don't care about these characters, if you don't believe in this world, then the choices offered by Undertale's battle system, they don't mean anything. But if you do, that's where the option to kill or spare these monsters starts to carry real emotional weight. But it would still all be for nothing if the game didn't react to your decisions in a meaningful way. And Undertale is extremely reactive to the player.
You know what? I'm better not asking this. What the hell is this battle system?
Players' actions, even in some really tiny idiosyncratic unexpected ways. Like Sans being able to tell that you've reloaded your save file and are experiencing the same sequence again. But where this becomes a big deal is how Undertale reacts to your actions to shape the larger story. If you go through the entire game without killing a single monster, you'll go down the pacifist route, which means 0 level ups or stat increases, and it's difficult, but it's the only way to.
That's how I knew these things. There's that one online game where you're just fighting the derp ducks. Is this made by the same people who did Undertale? Like the Super Cat Simulator? Not simulator, like the one where you just fight all those crazy derp cats. It kind of looks like that. Huh.
To experience the full story of Azrael, Asgore, and Toriel's son, killed by humans and now transformed into the evil, emotionless flower that tried to take your soul at the beginning of the game. The final battle with him, seeing you and all the monsters you've spared facing Azrael and making him see through pacifism that he still matters. He is still loved despite the terrible things he's done and all the hatred he feels. Until finally, Azrael loses the will to fight and in one final act of repentance, shatters the barrier sealing the monsters underground, freeing them to pursue a new life.
That actually happens at the end?
At the end of it, there's just a feeling that you did this. You showed these creatures a real kindness, not through any binary decision, but by consistently doing what you believed was right.
Okay, full disclosure, I knew about the pacifist ending. I didn't know how it ended, mostly because even though I spoiled myself, I never really did it in case I ever played it, and I never got around to it. So I had no idea that there actually was that good of a resolution. I'm used to pacifist endings in games being like, congratulations, you played this game the nicest way possible. The conclusion is we're going to give you the same ending regardless. It really doesn't matter. I'm not used to games having satisfying outcomes when you make decisions. That's really cool. Why do more don't do that? Money and time. Yeah, that's why.
Over what was easy. And the result is a ending that feels meaningful
more
and responsive to your actions. A genuine statement of the power of love over violence. And fuck, I think that's kind of beautiful. But it's also here that things get really interesting.
Why?
Go back to the title screen and you'll be met by Flowey, who warns you that there is one final threat to this world. You. You have given these characters the best possible life, and now you have the option to just walk away and let them be happy, or you could reset the game and start again. Ripping them from their ideal future. And what's interesting is he's not talking to Frisk the character, he's talking to you, the player. So why would you do this? Simple. Why do you do anything in any video game? To see what happens.
So even though he said it's 6 hours to beat a playthrough, that's not entirely true. They're pulling the Nier Automata, where it's multiple endings, but you have to do it multiple times to actually get the story because it's just segments, not the actual full game. Oh, that's kind of fucked up. Cool.
And specifically, what happens if you kill every single monster in the underground? This is what takes you down the no mercy route, or genocide as it's come to be known online. I'm gonna call it no mercy from here, because otherwise YouTube might think that
YouTube would not like that.
Different kind of video than it is. No mercy runs are grueling. You have to walk back and forth through each area, killing every single monster, and it can take hours. But it's like the entire time the game is asking you, is this really what you want? And as you do, the underground transforms into this haunting, empty place as the monsters flee from you, abandoning their homes and even leaving notes begging you not to hurt their family.
Oh, that's dark as hell.
It feels cruel, like you are some terrible, violent force in this world. The major encounters of the game changing to reflect that, and none more so than your battle with Undyne, who before the battle is mortally wounded trying to save a child from you. And just listen to the dialogue here. Deep, deep in my soul, there's a burning feeling I can't describe, a burning feeling that won't let me die. This isn't about monsters anymore, is it? If you get past me, you'll destroy them all, won't you? Monsters, humans, everyone. Everyone's hopes, everyone's dreams, vanquished in an
God damn,
instant.
we're getting the actual
Right
hero
now,
speech
everyone
from the
in
enemy?
world, I can feel their hearts beating as one, and we all have one goal: to defeat you, human, no, whatever you are. For the sake of the whole world, I, Undyne, will strike you down.
Damn.
I love how this speech plants you as a villain about to battle the true hero of this story.
Yeah. Oh, hell, I got a little teary-eyed just reading that. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Also, how many people got to that point? It's like, you know what? I'm going to lose right now because the story's actually better that way. You know, actually, there's probably enough people. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't either an ending for losing right there, or if someone made a fan cut of it. Huh.
But what's really interesting is that line, human, no, whatever you are.
What?
Because you're not human, not
What?
in this world. Humans cannot control time. Humans cannot come back from the dead over and over and over. You are not human. You're a being that exists outside this fictional reality.
So they're actually referencing
You
a player or something
are
else?
a person playing a video game. And that gives you massive power over this world and every character in it, illustrated by the battle that follows. Undyne is now dramatically more powerful and difficult than anything you faced before.
Damn.
But for as grueling as this fight is, it's not a fair one, because each time you die, you can just reset, respawning at the last save point, and with each new attempt, your muscle memory strengthens as you learn the patterns of her attacks, rendering them useless. You are growing. She is not.
So basically, they're taking the Dark Souls formula but flipping it on its head, where you're not getting better to overcome the enemy, you're getting better to fuck everyone over. Which, also, now that I think about it, is also the Dark Souls formula. Huh.
She can defeat you an infinite number of times and it doesn't matter. You just need to kill her once and it's over. You are not two equals engaging in a fair contest.
I mean, that would apply if you had the muscle memory. In my case, I could never do this run because I literally could not do it. My reaction time is shit. This would never be possible. Which is also the problem with these kind of infinite things. If you can't actually man up, you can't. Didn't expect this video to rub in my lack of gameplay skills. Yeah. When people say it's a skill issue for me, they ain't wrong.
You are an actual person in the real world, using every advantage you have to defeat a fictional video game character. And this fight shows the inherent unfairness of that. And this isn't the only moment the game acknowledges this. Remember the moment where Sans knows you've reset your save file? This happens because each time you reload a save, that is canonical. It is the player manipulating the timeline of this world.
Oh.
Something that becomes even more apparent when later in a No Mercy run, Flowey tells you that he used to have the same power that you do.
Really?
He used to have the ability to reset the timeline of this world. How he used it to do everything. He saved everyone, he killed everyone over and over until the people of this world to him became nothing but sets of numbers and lines of dialogue, like characters in a video game. And that power is what made Flowey so pathetic and cruel. But at this point, you're the same as he is. You've destroyed the lives of creatures much weaker than you are, just to see what happens. And that realization,
Because you were curious.
is chilling. But this...
And that's why him giving you the option at all was because he's passing it on. Because he knows you could, and what they did. Oh, that's actually a very neat little nod.
This is the strength of Undertale. It presents you with a choice through its battles, gives that choice meaning through its world and characters, and consequence in how the game reacts to your decisions. And it uses that to reach out beyond the screen and form a real connection with you, the person holding the controller, and makes a direct statement on how you choose to engage with the lives of beings in an inherently weaker position than you are. And
oh no, I just had a horrible idea. If someone remade this, but then put even a basic AI to run the characters so they would act differently, that would make this so much worse, wouldn't it? Oh. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh, that would be fucked up.
And at its best, that's a powerful personal experience, and why I think people react to this game the way they do. And oh boy, do people react.
What?
The reason I spend so much time talking about the appeal of Undertale is that whether you love it or don't, it's important to understand that this is a game that elicits a lot of emotion in people. But this created a problem. Undertale was still a small indie game. You could see the majority of its meaningful content in less than 20 hours.
Was this in the actual game? What the hell, man? You know what? No, I'm just gonna... No.
And from there, all that emotion had nowhere left to go. Take a character like Azriel. Go back to the beginning of the game after a pacifist run, and there he is, tending to the flowers. He will not go with you, and you cannot save him. He's resigned to stay alone in the ruins forever, slowly reverting back to the soulless version of himself. And that's it. That's the end of this character.
Seriously?
And this is where Dreamer Reborn comes in, a fan comic that reimagines this scenario, where now Frisk shares their soul with Azriel, allowing him to join his family on the surface and start a new life. And if you want to know how hungry people were for this kind of content, Dreamer Reborn was uploaded just 8 days after Undertale's release. Dreamer Reborn went on to be massively popular, even resulting in its own fan game, and was a critical moment for what Undertale would become online, because it...
So there actually was an extra ending, but it was for this. Huh. I'll say, that's the fan game. It looks pretty damn sharp.
Told fans, if you wanted more Undertale, you could create it yourself.
I mean, on the one hand, yes. On the other hand, fans have been like this for everything for a very long time. Hell, there used to be entire things writing novels for Star Trek in actual published magazines that were technically just fan fiction before that was a term that was really coined, but was then later done to specifically talk about Star Trek scenarios. Yeah, that's where it started. Although technically, if you want to get historical, you could always say the Aeneid is fan fiction as well for the Iliad. Or was it? No. It's the Aeneid is the fanfiction of the Iliad. Yeah. That's a thing. Unless I have it backwards. I always get those two backwards. I can never tell which one's which.
This opened the door to a whole world of new fan content. Say you were super into a character like Alphys, who maybe has 20 to 30 minutes dialogue across the entire game total. Well,
it's
through
a 6
fan
hour
content,
playthrough.
she became infinite. Now you could watch her take cooking lessons with Undyne. You could explore the horror of her failed experiments. You could watch her get married, try on outfits, play video games. Hell, you could even argue with her about anime in one of the many Undertale Ask blogs. People even creating elaborate animations like this short showing Alphys sinking into despair over the atrocities she's committed, and how her first meeting with Undyne began to change that. It's beautiful, wow. But the thing is, this kind of fan content was now being made for every major character of the game, a sign of just how quickly Undertale was spreading online.
There's stuff like that for every character? You know, unlike the Garfield stuff where I'm absolutely terrified, check out, this is more absolutely amazing, and it seems like the community is really coming together, is what I would say if I hadn't seen the runtime, and that this is Super Eyepatch Wolf. It's going to go wrong somewhere, and it's just a matter of time, man.
Through nothing more than fan passion, the game became a massively popular topic for video essays that would scrape at every tiny corner of the game, desperate to uncover new information for an increasingly ravenous fan base. The game even reached some of the most popular creators on the internet
back during when Jack
who would
still had the
stream and let's play this niche indie RPG to audiences of millions, leading to massive influxes of new fans. And if you want to see the most explosive
PewDiePie, when he... Wait, that was when he had 100 million still. Oh, that must have been... Wait, when was that? 2016. He already had 100 million. Oh, no, he got this more recently, because in 2016, he wasn't that huge.
Influxes of new fans. And if you want to see the most explosive expression of that new popularity, you can find it in the Undertale battle animations.
What?
No matter how dramatic
people, the animations, the actual battle
felt, visually they were nearly always very simple and had to be in order to remain feasible for its tiny development. And what these fan animations did was free the most dramatic moments of Undertale's story from those limitations, letting us experience the sheer lunacy of the ratings-driven war with Metaton, the violent, desperate cruelty of a no mercy route Undyne, or the sheer tragic beauty of a pacifist route Asriel, like the fucking stunning Telly LZ's Hopes and Dreams.
Okay, I'm just going to ask right now, if someone has a link to all these things as a playlist, I kind of want to check these out. These absolutely look amazing. Holy crap.
Capturing all the emotion, tragedy, and tenderness of the showdown with the god of hyperdeath. And I think that's what drives a lot of the artists behind these creations. A desire to recreate how these fights felt. And I'm guessing that's why the most popular by far is the battle with Sans.
Okay, so I was going to actually finish this because it's not that long of a video, but I think I need to check out these videos he's referencing in advance because they look really freaking cool. So if you can, there's a link to my Discord. Give me links to these things, please, because I really want to check these out. And before I do the next half of this, I want to go and just really engage with these and just maybe do a massive binge of them as one giant ass video because holy shit, man. I was expecting this to go really fucked up, and I'm certain it still will because this is still Super Eyepatch Wolf. On the other hand, this just has so much heart and creativity put into it. I really want to see these before getting his take on them so I have my own perspective. I normally would be like, fine, okay, I'll check it out later. Hell, for most of the shows that I will pay money to buy, I'll watch an abridged of it first before going into content. This, though, I want to check these out well before he even gives me some kind of impression of it because I want to see this and experience it the first time around. So if you can, send me that link. I'm just flat out asking about this. You won't be able to link on YouTube because I've got rid of all links because of so many scam bots. I'd rather not anyone get scammed on the channel. So yeah, hit up Discord. You can put the links in there. And if you do, thank you in advance. I'll probably make a giant ass video about it and see how much we can get into one go because this is absolutely amazing. I need this. I just need to check this out. That is actually something I'm really excited to see. You have no idea how hard it is to record this in advance and know that I'm not going to get any answers until this video comes out because I freaking want to see this now. But my Google foo sucks. So yeah, I can't search for shit. I could try Bing, but that would imply using Bing willingly. And with the AI hallucinating all the time, I know I'm not going to like whatever I get because it's still the internet. Yeah. Basically, if you left the link and you tell me where to go, thanks. And if you didn't, check it out whenever the video comes up because I'm going to do that before going any further because I really want to see that. And if you like this, subscribe. If there's something I should check out after this video, I mean, it'll definitely be more Undertale links because I kind of need that. Like, I need that right now. It's like super cool and I just want to see it. I'm geeking out right now. I know, shocking. Me, geeking out. If you didn't know that, thank you for watching the first video I've ever done. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.